We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Nerd Eternal Network. Today we're playing our Icon's actual play, Powers on Payroll. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason. And with me as usual will be Marigold as the Boogeyman,
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer,
Hola.
Mike as Whippet, and Taylor as Skaterboy.
Howdy.
Alright, who remembers where we left off last time?
Relationship drama with the Crucible and Mary.
Childhood friend, I guess we'll say.
Yes.
Mary Contrary. Or Mary Q Contrary, she was in trouble with her mother. Yes, Mary had broken into a apparently secret prison under Zug Island. Turns out that's where they've been keeping the reliquary since he got busted in season 2. You found out the reliquary is related to the Crucible, that the Crucible isn't one guy that's been around since the Crusades, but apparently a family passing it down. And when Mary is contained, she's apparently an immortal child, so, she was both the current Crucible's childhood buddy and apparently the reliquary's childhood buddy. While she did make an escape, she was basically talked out of actually busting the reliquary completely out of jail. She wound up bringing him back. The government has not acknowledged that the Zug prison exists.
Oh, they still haven't?
No. The cover-up, if you want to call it that, is that, you heroes, the Visionaries and a couple of other local heroes responded that it was a gang of superpowered people who had broken out of prison, but they never specify in those reports. They never specify what prison they broke out of. And they basically, the parts of the island that had a hole in it, they basically just kind of block that off because it's a crime scene while they do some quick repairs to cover, to get the holes patched up. Because Mary had created a hole getting in, and then one of the other local heroes, Earth Mother, created another one, getting 2 y'all down at the bottom. And she didn't seem overly trusting of the government, so she didn't care anything about repairing it. In addition to Earth Mother, let's see, last time, Whippet very briefly met a hero named Tomcat. Kind of stole the spotlight from him while trying to reassure him that she wasn't here to steal the spotlight from people.
Yeah.
Bad die rolls, it happens.
I should probably have a word with who's our handler? Who's our liaison again? Not Dennis. Dennis is one of the chair people.
Offerman.
Thank you. Yes.
I'm blanking on his first
Daniel
name,
Offerman.
but
I think it's Daniel.
you may be right.
Yeah. Maybe I should ask him to relay a word to our marketing team that we want to be good neighbors and not spotlight hogs. If we can possibly avoid it.
But he was not at the Zug Island fight. You did run into a young lady named Karen at the fight. She was in a fairly familiar costume, though claimed she was not in any way related to Mr. Manhattan. Though the news after the fact immediately dubbed her Miss Manhattan. Based on basically nothing else except seeing her costume.
Yeah, her costume had the same motif.
Mm-hmm. Same color scheme. she spoke of waking up in a lab. Her memories are kind of scrambled. Like, she remembers who she is. But her memories stop at about the age of 14, and she's clearly, in her early 20s. Let's see. So y'all are taking her back to your tower, or to your base. You're going to help her figure out some stuff. Dennis, I think it was Dennis that y'all were dealing with last time. He ran her name through, came up with some interesting information. She should be in her 40s. He came up with an address of where she's supposed to be currently living. I believe Skater Boy was the one that turned to her and said, "Welcome to the Clone Club."
I think so.
And she did not look very happy to be part of the Clone Club. And we're pretty much picking up there. Miss Karen is all about flying out there to talk to this other her and find out what's going on.
I mean, like, the likelihood that she's involved in, like, any way is super low.
Yeah, but she's like the only lead we've got. And why would somebody clone me randomly or her randomly?
Right. But you could also, like, make a phone call and get, like, answers pretty quick from that.
I guess Dennis pops up. I do have her number, or a number anyway.
Because, like, she probably has memories of being, like, kidnapped. Right?
Yeah, she might.
If you have, you have memories, then, like, unless they've done, like, crazy brain stuff.
Could they do crazy brains? Well,
there's, like, a lot of people who can, like, miraculously do crazy brain stuff. Like, technically, like, I can do that. Not, like, mess with your head, but, like, brain stuff.
yeah, you like build gadgets and stuff, right?
Yeah, I can also, like, read minds. It just hurts.
Oh.
I've, like, done it so much I've fallen unconscious before. It was, like, bad.
You do have a very interesting power set.
I used to just be, like, a guy who could skate. Aliens are, like, wild. Anyway, like, we could make, like, a phone call, see what's up.
Okay, all right.
It,
Because,
Well,
like,
it could hurt.
inherently, like, the original tends to want to, like, have the clones be okay. Unless, like, the clone is, like, trying to kill them. And if you, like, fly over with superpowers, you're definitely gonna, like, scare her into, like, the clone trying to kill me scenario.
and I'm not trying to talk us out of reaching out to her, but I think she needs to be prepared. Karen needs to be prepared for the fact that the original may be just as unhappy to learn that she's been cloned as Karen was to find out that she is a clone. So yeah, let's reach out and try and unravel this mystery, but I don't want to get Karen's hopes up. You know what I mean? It may not be a pleasant interaction.
Karen's like, Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Deep breaths. Dennis gives her the number. She calls. It rings several times. Then a man answers the phone. He identifies himself as Officer Lewis Hill. Asks, basically asks who's calling. Clearly, without thinking about it, Karen just says Karen Thomas. The officer, asks her if she's some relation to Miss McKinley. And the information you'd have gotten would have had, would have had we'll call her the original Karen's full name, which, McKinley is her, Thomas is her maiden name. She's married now, McKinley. You can see Karen's getting a little upset. Basically why is a police officer answering the phone at other me's house. So rather than really, she says yes, we're related, but and then immediately starts quizzing him on what's happened. Why are the police answering her phone? The officer's asking for more information about who she, basically, there was an incident. Mrs. McKinley is fine, and then he starts going, trying to get more information out of Karen about who she is, and Karen is getting more worked up as she talks to him. The officer is starting to sound suspicious. This is over speakerphone.
What did the officer identify himself as?
Officer Lawrence. Officer Lewis Hill.
Officer Hill, this is Boogeyman with the Visionaries. We're calling because this kind of weird superhero matters that Mrs. McKinley is partially involved in.
Well, that explains the woman in the black powered armor that showed up here.
Power armor?
Yeah, that's why we're here. Miss McKinley was let's see, would he use the term assaulted? Confronted? I'm looking for a word that's less severe than assaulted. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Accosted.
Accosted. Thank you.
Cute.
That was what I was
Accosted,
looking
yes.
for.
Shannon was awake. I would have asked her.
Yeah. So yes, there was a woman in black armor that accosted Miss McKinley. Miss got a little bit physical with her. Seemed up, according to McKinley, seemed upset. And we're not really sure what happened that sent that tore the front of the house off.
Oh my.
But Miss McKinley is all right. It shook up to be sure. So was the young lady that called, or young woman that called, is she some relation to Miss McKinley?
That is very difficult to explain, and we feel it is best to speak to Mrs. McKinley directly about it.
Oh, is it okay if I say something? Oh, this is Skater Boy from the Visionaries. Sorry.
Oh yeah, okay, I recognize your voice.
Oh yeah, on a DNA test, they're related, but they don't know that.
Karen sitting next to you like, well, I know it. That's why I was calling.
Well, yeah, half the people involved don't know that on a DNA test you'd be related.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Rather closely related.
Well, the EMTs are about to take Miss McKinley to the hospital to have her checked out. Like I said, she seems to be fine. They want to go over. They want to have a doctor look her over to be sure. So I could give her your information, I guess.
That would be helpful, yes, sir.
It's like he's not going to tell you what hospital or
Yeah.
He's pretty sure you're who you're saying you are, but there's always that chance. So Dennis gets on the line and like rattles off, this is the number to contact us, basically stating he's an employee, not quite a receptionist. That's not the term he uses. He gives you that information. He gets off the phone, or you give him that information. He gets off the phone. Dennis pulls. Oh yeah, there's some police reports. Yeah, one of the neighbors called it in. Said apparently the neighbor saw the armored suited person seemed like they got thrown through the front door. And then got up and ran back in. There was some yelling. At least that's the report he's given the police. Karen kind of jumps out of her chair. We should go talk to the witness. He won't be upset that I'm a clone. He won't care.
I think we need to settle down for just one. I know that is a weird thing, a really hard suggestion to take, but let's try and take some breaths. When was the last time you ate?
Oh, I think I had breakfast this morning.
Let's go down to the commissary, grab some sandwiches. They got some really good pudding cups here. If you like pudding, just like take a minute to chill. Like
I don't need to chill. I need answers. Though lunch
Yeah,
does
but
sound good.
if you like run in with no answers and with superpowers, bad things tend to happen.
Yes.
So like getting the powers to like calm down, then you can go to your friend's house and find out what you need to find out, but you can't like travel during a tornado. Did that like analogy work out? I think that worked out.
She's like, I get what you're saying. All right, I'll eat lunch first.
All right. Because also like the guy said like the front of the building got ripped off and nobody knows. Chances are the lady you want to talk to probably does know, because you probably both have powers.
Oh yeah, maybe she's strong like I am. Or maybe she can do that, she kind of snaps her fingers and pushes something on the table, pushes forward.
Yeah, but she's gonna have like 20 years of having like done it, so it's probably like crazy different. But also all the more reason not to like fly up in front of her, because that will just like start a fight. Let's go get lunch.
Yeah, so
Or
y'all
is it,
go
like,
down to
dinner at this point?
Y'all go down to the commissary. Yeah, it's probably more like a early supper at this point. Does everybody go down with her, or some of y'all gonna split off to your own thing?
No,
Boogeyman's
this seems to
going.
be our current. preoccupation. So yeah.
Okay. So while you're eating, Whippet, she starts quizzing you on like musicians and stuff. Like who she remembers being popular and who's popular now. You being the person that looks closest to her age.
Yeah. So there's like what, a 6-year gap?
Let's see. She remembers being 14, but original her is like in her 40s now.
Oh, so
We're talking like early
kind
90s is probably the musician she's talking about.
okay. Well, first of all, guitar rock in general isn't quite the thing it used to be back in the grunge days. That's the first thing. You probably noticed a lot of like really kind of mechanical sounding singing. That's called autotune.
Yeah, she
That's
didn't
a
care for
thing.
that.
Well, a lot of people don't. Yeah, it's I think music's about the like pop divas at this point. Your Sabrina Carpenter's, your um, who's the
It's
your
like
Olivia
Biba Doobie.
Rodrigo's. I'm sorry.
There's like Biba Doobie.
Yeah, she's good to be like kind of like folky kind of pop music. Yeah,
I'm like, there's a lot of bands that are like only known on like the internet now. They're kind of like they have large fan groups, but like they're like not multi-million corporate dollar corporation made. So they're like not as many people listen to it, but like still large numbers.
yeah, that might be the biggest thing. There's really no monoculture anymore. There's like no band that there's no performer that everybody loves like a Michael Jackson or whatever. Also, do you know about the internet?
Uh, oh yeah, they had the internet.
Yeah, but did they have the internet like we know it today? I mean, they had like message boards and like maybe like a real grainy video capability back from when you remember.
She doesn't remember a whole lot of video. Talking across the internet was getting to be a thing.
Okay, well,
Like
first
she
of all,
remembers, her folks upgrading from dial-up to cable.
okay. Uh, if you ever tempted to try a thing called online dating, don't. Um, until we have like a very long talk, because there's a lot. There's a lot.
Now I have to ask, with Whippet's upbringing and with Whippet running around on the streets herself for the last year or two,
That's right.
how in touch with some of this is she anyway?
Pretty good, I think. Even now,
I mean,
I probably always had like I was always able. I always had the online capability at least, so I was at least able to keep up with like the interwebs.
That's true. That's true. Phones
Yeah.
do make that very easy.
Yeah. What else was going? I think I cut someone off.
no, I started to cut you off for no good reason. That was my bad.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm realizing this might be a thing. Okay.
So y'all get her pretty calmed down, just carrying on conversation, because some stuff she's pieced together. She's up to how surprised she was to know the Rolling Stones were still around.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're immortal. I think they're secret. They're on the download metahumans.
She's like, that makes sense because they were old when back when I can remember. But so as the meal starts wrapping up, though, Dennis comes on. We've got a phone call from Mr. Manhattan. Oh, well, a video call. He's on the line anyway. Is there somewhere? He wants to talk to y'all. Is there somewhere y'all want to take the call? Or
I
Yeah,
imagine
probably
we have
not
like a
the
little
conference
meeting room.
yeah, so y'all get up and walk into the meeting room. Karen follows behind you. her face tightens up a little bit when she hears the name Mr. Manhattan. He comes up on the screen. Visionaries, thank you for taking my call. You stole my suit. And you're
Is Mr. Manhattan naked right now?
no,
Just out of curiosity.
he is in the suit you've seen him in before.
Okay. So
And
not
he's
so
pointing at the
deliberate.
screen. You assume he's pointing at Karen, probably, but it's on the screen, so it's hard to tell.
Got it.
We can worry about branding issues later. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. She didn't do it intentionally.
She broke into a side door. He spins the camera around. We can see this busted container tank thing over here. That's where I was growing the suit. Straightens it back up.
Growing?
Yeah, it's biotech. Has it tried to digest your leg yet? Karen's like, and she's in the middle, like pulling the little amulet thing, the little metal thing that's got the atomic symbol on it off. And it's like she's about to start ranting and pauses. Digest? What? No. Oh, good. I'd hoped I'd work that kink out. And then Karen starts yelling about, I woke up in a tank with your little symbol on it, yada yada. And how some of the tank had like a Max Tech branding on it, which is why she wound up at the Max Tech building. Or Maxner Technology. She wouldn't be abbreviating it. She's not that familiar.
I don't want to sidebar this, but is cloning legal?
He's like, kind of a gray zone.
Second
Why? Who's been
sidebar,
doing cloning?
Max Tech.
What was that, Mac? I'm sorry, I interrupted.
Max Tech, was that the company whose museum was robbed in issue 2?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It's technically Maxner Technologies. Most people just abbreviate it to Max Tech.
Check.
And it was influenced that asked about the cloning. So yeah, he's like, legality's kind of a gray zone. It's not technically illegal, but everybody kind of frowns on the ideal of just whole cloth cloning a person. There's like ethical questions behind it. But we have been growing like people's ears on the backs of rats and stuff like that. We, as in science as a whole, trying to figure out how to create donor organs and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was gonna call and let y'all know I'd had another break-in, or that there'd been a break-in. But how did y'all wind up with her?
She was investigating the Max Tech building over on Zug Island, and then we bumped into her during the whole mess over there.
There's not a Max Tech building on Zug Island. What are you talking about?
Oh, how did you get to Zug Island again? I'm so sorry.
She was close enough that she heard the noise of the prison break and came to investigate.
Right. She.
That's what Karen told you,
Yeah.
or what she has told you earlier.
We bumped into each other on Zug Island during the whole mess that went down over there.
Okay, he'd just gotten back to town. He had not heard. He tells you he has not heard about that yet. But you hear a little clickety clack, and it's like, okay, Miss Manhattan. Oh, that's what you meant by branding. Really, you took my suit and my name?
Like she didn't take the name.
She's like,
That's
yeah,
just like a
the
media
papers
thing.
just did that.
Well, tell you what, you could change it to Captain Narcolepsy, all right? So let's worry about it.
Hey, like professional integrity. Come on.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Manhattan just sit back there now, arms crossed.
We're like talking to a guy who literally got robbed, even if it was by accident. He's still a victim. But also, like, this is a lady that woke up in a tank with, like, stuff on it that, like, identifies you. So, like, we also have questions.
Okay, that's fair. Does she, ma'am? Do you know where you woke up? And she tells you she's pretty sure she can find the place again. Yeah.
Also, like, one moment, and I'll turn to Miss Manhattan for. Hey, is it like all right if we talk about your stuff to him?
She's like, I guess if you
'Cause
think
I mean,
you need
like,
to. I mean, if,
well,
if
like,
if he's the one that cloned me, then he already knows I'm a clone, so
yeah,
it's not really going to be an issue.
that's it. Is like if he's a bad actor, he already knows, and if he's a good guy, knowing won't be a problem.
She's like, okay, fine.
All right, thank you. And like, she's a clone of a lady who has now been attacked, so we're like having to put together a lot of strings all at once right now.
Okay, yeah. Suit the stolen suit's a secondary concern. Then how can I help?
Wish I was still smart.
The suit you said it's biotech. Where did you make it yourself?
Yes. I'm a geneticist among other things.
How did you make it? Where did you get was it a cell culture that you got a hold of?
Well, it's a combination of several things, but yeah. Some of it samples of my own. Some of the samples came from me. Others were just samples that we had in the lab. I could dig up the paperwork on how we acquired them. It's all legit. We do.
If it's not, go ahead.
I was gonna say we do bio. I mean, not bio. We do genetics work here, among other things.
If it's not too much trouble, could you get that kicked over to us whenever you get a chance?
Sure. I'll get the legal department on that.
Appreciate it.
Or
And like
legal, or whatever department would be that would handle the paperwork. He would know. I don't.
And like, do we want to go to the scene of like her escape and see if like some of your stuff is connected to it, or like someone stole it?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we build machines and sell them, so there's multiple ways that it could have been some of Max Tech stuff.
And also, like, not to dive too deep, because like flash cloning is like a new thing, I know, but like, you haven't been like developing flash cloning where like you make a clone way faster than normal, have you?
No, we haven't been doing any real experimentation with human cloning.
All right.
Like I said, our medical division works on trying to find ways to grow donor organs and stuff, but there's a lot of companies that have been doing that.
All right. Then there's a chance she's like been in the tank for like 20 years.
Whoa.
If it doesn't end up being like a flash cloning situation. So let's like, are we good to head over there, or do you need like more information?
No, if you've got an address, I'll meet you there. Or if you want me to, or if you want me to meet you at your base.
This is like a vibes-based travel, isn't it? Like you're just remembering where you were, right?
She's like, yeah.
It'd probably be better for you to like come to us and we all go together.
Okay.
And hey, like, just outside of this, thank you for like being professional despite what happened at the start there.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Hey, if she's gone through what you're saying, then obviously she's gonna be upset. Anyway, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll get the suit thing sorted out. Like I said, just let me know if it starts trying to digest her leg or anything. It shouldn't. The first prototype kind of did.
Why the legs specifically?
I don't think it was a specific reason. I made the interior lining out of cells that would normally be like stomach lining.
For like acid resistance.
Well, it just seemed like the best material to use, so to speak. But yeah, the leg of the first suit occasionally would it would produce human stomach acid. It wasn't a problem for me, other than the smell when you took the suit off. Oh my goodness! I was hoping to have that fixed with the second one, but it wasn't done growing yet. Though she's smaller than me, so I guess it still works. Anyway, I'll head to your tower. I'll be there in 10 minutes or so, maybe. I don't remember off the top of my head how fast he flies. All right, and if you recall, your aircraft's on the very top of the building. So that is where he will meet you at. Is there anything any of you want to do before he gets there? Any gadgets the gadgeteers want to whip up in advance or anything like that?
I'd say I'd like to go ahead and knock together something that can take out electronic locks and the like.
Okay.
Basically an automatic lockpick.
All right, and let's see what rank would something like that be?
Maybe 6.
Well,
If
I can only make it up to 5.
I would say
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and roll it.
So you going for full power?
Yeah, just to make sure it can get through whatever we need to.
Okay.
Yeah,
9 is
assuming
the
the
rate?
locks. Assuming the locks resistance would be like whatever reason plus tech specialty of the person who manufactured it. 5 should cover you against anything that's not built by a super genius.
And let's see, tapping. Did it roll?
Yes, it did. You got a 13. So that's a massive success. You
That'll
blow
work.
past the 9 difficulty. So you have a gizmo that it can fumble with the tumblers of a analog lock and hack into your typical kind of digital locks. It's just an all-around high-tech skeleton key.
And I would like to try to fish through my pockets for something.
Okay. are you
Making
looking
a rank 2 gadget of Dr. Imperious's Clear Mind for mental resistance.
Okay, so it's something that will temporarily give you mental resistance.
Yes.
All right, difficulty is an 8.
Oh, max roll. That's unfortunate for me.
That was unfortunate.
I'll tick one of my probability controls to give it this roll a +2.
Okay.
So, it's a 9.
All right, so you managed to produce you managed to go through the
Pull out
the
Dr. Imperius's Clear Mind, and I hand it to Miss Manhattan. Hey, just in case there's mental programming that someone tried to implant in you, take this. It'll help you resist it.
Now, is this a cream she smears on, or a?
It's just it looks like two. It looks like 2 Tylenol.
Oh,
It's just like 2 little pills.
She's like, oh, okay.
It's if you've been in a tank for an extended period of time, sometimes they try to program secret codes and stuff in you, and this will help you fend it off. Hopefully there's not any of that, but just in case,
Yeah, like Like the Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah, like
It was a
you
boring
get it.
movie, but Mom watched it one time. She goes off to get her something to drink because she's not trying to dry swallow, a Tylenol. All right. So eventually, y'all, she catches up with you. She's got like a carton of chocolate milk from the commissary or from the cafeteria.
Chocolate milk.
So yeah, so she has popped your anti-mind control pills.
I used to have like a hat that did it, but like it kept setting off like metal detectors.
Did it have tinfoil in it?
I know like tin was part of it, but it was like fancier.
All right, so y'all get to the roof. The Detroit Electric Flyer is out there. Whichever pilot's on duty, whichever pilot y'all were dealing with earlier at Zug, he's still there. So, y'all get out. He looks up at you, tells you we're prepped and ready to go.
Just wait for Mr. Manhattan to show up.
And just a couple minutes later, he flies down and lands on the roof. He does a round of handshake, skater boy with that, influencer, boogeyman. Miss Manhattan. Karen doesn't get overly hostile, but she does refrain from straight shaking his hand.
What was he wearing right now, by the way? Like, I don't think he showed up here nude or anything, but
No, he's wearing like when y'all talked to him on the video call. He's wearing like his regular outfit, like you've always seen him in. And up close, it looks like some kind of hinky cloth, but it doesn't look like her suit looks. And in the conversation, he did basically refer to hers as like his second prototype.
right.
So anyway, you load up on the flyer.
That's kind of callous to refer to a person as a prototype.
The suit. Manhattan looks at you. The suit was a prototype.
The suits of her.
But y'all get in there. Karen rattles off to the pilot, who I know I gave a name to at some point. Daniel Dodds, that was his name. So she tells him what neighborhood it's in. Clearly she's got some familiarity with Detroit. And from talking to her, her childhood memories are her and her parents living in Detroit. But like she doesn't remember the exact street address of where she broke out at. And she got out at night, so that's gonna be a little thing. But you fly over the neighborhood. Y'all walk around for a little bit, and she recognizes the building. It's that building. The building isn't a skyscraper, but it is like 9 or 10 stories tall. So it's a decent sized building. Looks like it's more or less abandoned. Which, you've got a lot of empty buildings in Detroit.
Is there any? Well, it's Max Tech, so. Does she remember what floor she was on? Like, was she like in a basement?
Yeah, she was in a base. She was at least a few floors down in a basement.
Okay.
She made it up. She made it up to like the ground floor, and then busted down a door to get out. She takes you around to the side door. The door has been repaired. It doesn't look like anything's happened. Give me awareness rolls.
Investigation factor into this, or just straight awareness?
I would say investigation would factor into this one, yes.
Okay.
Is there any chance occult can?
Alas, no.
Oh.
Yeesh. It's like Boogeyman's decided to be a detective.
He did.
Alright, so Whippet. Y'all needed a 5. Whippet got a 5, exactly. Or y'all needed to beat a 5, I should say. So marginal success for Whippet, failure for Skater Boy. Boogeyman got a 14. That's a massive success.
Woo.
And I think, Influencer rolled before me, so a 9 definitely beats the 5. That's a massive success as well. So Skater Boy, she talked about knocking the door down, but the door looks fine. Let's see, with a marginal success, Whippet, you notice the it just looks like an old door, Influencer and Boogeyman. You both notice that, the door somebody has gone out of their way to make this door look as old as the rest of the building.
Interesting.
It's like, oh, it's got the rust spots and stuff like the frame, so it matches up. But if you walk up and kind of scratch at it, no, that's like paint or something. Somebody literally painted it to look like, a door as old as the rest of the building.
Well, I'd say no doubt about it. This is the place.
Should I tear the door open again?
Yeah.
Karen looks like she'd be perfectly happy to knock the door down.
Like, I think just like the fact that the door is painted to look like it's supposed to be here is like enough to prove that something's going on.
I agree.
While we can't like know exactly what, but like there's like, hold on, there's like a obfuscation. That's like the word.
Yeah. Boogie's gonna take that. He's gonna try the door a little bit, just like get his pinky around the handle and give it a little pull.
Okay, it seems to be locked.
I'll take a little lockpick device and let it do its job.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll with the power level of the device.
Not a problem.
4 is the number to beat.
Doable.
So yeah, you hold it up to the light. The little thing snakes in there and starts messing with the tumblers. The little green light comes on. Ping.
Oh, door's unlocked. Who wants to see if there's like a shaped explosive behind the door?
Mr. Manhattan steps forward. I'll check it.
Appreciate it.
And he steps forward. He cracks the door open. Yep, there's nothing attached to the door, and nothing blew up when I opened it, so I think we're good. And he literally kind of kicks one of his legs to the door, make sure there's not tripwire or anything. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, suppose we head on inside. Boogie's gonna take a little flashlight, turn it on, and shine it around.
There are a few emergency lights or maybe not even emergency lights. There's a few lights on in the building, but like a very bare minimum.
Yeah.
You know, it's like nothing's being used here, but the place doesn't look like it's been just completely left to decay or anything. But and then Karen leads you back to the stairwell she came up from, and
To give her props for her good memory.
it was a very memorable night.
Yeah.
It also was a day ago, right?
I think she'd been loose a couple of days. It hadn't been very long at all, because Manhattan hadn't been out of town that long. But, so yeah, a day or two. So you get down to like the second level of the sub basement.
My stats.
The door down here has been repaired, and it looks a little more high tech. It looks armored. It looks a little more high tech. No attempt was made to disguise the fact this is a new door that's just been put in. And she tells you this door looks a little sturdier than the one she pushed down.
But like, are the walls?
She's like, I didn't try to push down the wall, so I don't know. Can't he use a little?
Oh yeah, like probably.
Oh, we lost a mic.
I was about to say I thought we'd lost. It looked like we'd lost somebody.
I'm back.
Ah, excellent. Just a little internet.
Is there a...
So like, how many evil scientists has everyone like fought here?
One guy took care of with Unison. There was a guy with some robot stilts. So two or three.
All right, just like
Manhattan knots. I think I'm up to 2.
Like-
Count my mother. She was sick, not evil though.
I feel that.
Oh, and she's more of an engineer than a scientist, really. She didn't make those animal men. She just sort of started taking care of them. It's a long story. Don't worry about it.
It's like always a long story.
But
But
animatrix
like-
for sure.
I'm willing to like put down $1 because like empowered person stuff. The only mad scientist we've had to deal with so far that does that is like the professor. So like there's a chance he's got like other vested interests around here.
Both Manhattans look at you. Who's the
It's
professor?
Like evil Illuminati kind of like scientist guy. He was like using like ex-military powered guys who could tunnel. And he was like giving them medication to have their powers like not go crazy. So like he's doing like powered genetic science and stuff. So like you could be him because we don't like know his face.
Oh, I'm not, I assure you.
Yeah,
Are
I
y'all
just like
familiar with the hero, the Myrmidon?
I think I was like not in the picture during that while he was around.
I just remember the tunneling thing made me think of him, and I seem to recall in some interview him mentioning a super soldier program.
Yeah, right now I'm just kind of operating under the assumption that someone has maybe not mass produced, but been able to consistently replicate it, if maybe not super stably.
Interesting.
Which is great.
Because that's what we need is more unstable super people running around.
Mm-hmm.
I concur.
How are we opening this door?
I'm just gonna take out a little lockpick device.
All right. This one's a little more high tech. But the roll wasn't that good, so difficulty is a 6.
Ooh,
It takes a little. It takes a little longer this time, but eventually, because this one's more of a digital, keypad kind of thing. It takes a little bit longer. But it does eventually beep, and the door slides open.
What do we see before us?
Does the lock picking device show what number the door needed?
Oh, I'm willing to burn a determination point to say I installed a little LED screen that shows whatever combination a digital lock needed.
That's fair. That's fair. And you get a 6-digit code. I don't have specific numbers in mind, but
Don't worry about it.
I was secretly hoping it was 8675309.
if I had thought about it ahead of time, I probably would have done that. In fact, I
Even
will
though
say-
it wasn't the professor who put that code.
I totally missed my shot to guess that when you did use it.
Yeah, because we have used that number before, haven't we?
Yes, it was the professor saying someone else often used it.
And Fairy Prince killed the guy who was supposed to be able to give us the code
Gotcha.
because he's petty.
Yeah. I do remember that now. Okay.
Hey, he's petty but fun.
He was willing to steal a child.
Hey, that's just his culture, man.
He is a fairy.
Boogeyman should not be too judgmental of that.
You have to.
Being culturally insensitive.
You have to be tolerant of other people's cultures.
Is it because he was a fairy, or is it because he's a dangerous sociopath?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
You can be
He was-
both. Be you, man.
So what do we see before us past the door?
This opens up into a hallway. There are lots of as y'all explore this level, there are lots of large rooms. It looks like this place was set up like a lab. There's a little bit of kind of standardish lab equipment, but it looks like this place looks like it's been mostly cleaned out. There's a few computer terminals. Not so much that they got the computers in these rooms as they've got the little terminals that would link to a larger system.
Yeah. How recent does it look like things were moved? Like, is there a clear outline in the dust? Is there dust?
No, this place is reasonably well kept.
Okay, yeah. So this was an active project.
Now she leads you to the specific room that she came out of. The door to that room is busted down, and while it's been cleaned up, the door has not been replaced. You walk in, there's still some glass on the floor. She tells you this is where the pod was I was in. She's clearly upset that so much stuff's gone. But you can see like a stain on the floor where something has spilled and dried. She said that was the fluid she was in. There's still some broken glass around. Though the pod itself is removed like everything else, like most everything else has been. Like several other rooms, there are holes in the floor where whatever was sitting here was clearly bolted down while it was here.
So this does very thoroughly corroborate her claim, but there's otherwise doesn't really seem like anything we can glean any useful information about who might have been doing it from it outside of who owned the building.
Yeah, Manhattan nods. Yeah, we can definitely get somebody to check on who owned the building.
Yeah. It
So-
like sucks to see this.
And he walks over and he tries turning on one of the little terminals. And like the screen lights up and stuff, but it gives you an error message. There's no network for it to connect to. If you would, give me awareness rolls.
Sure, just straight awareness.
Yes.
Fair enough.
My second one in a row on awareness. Because the game will not allow Skater Boy to notice things.
All right. So as y'all are discussing this, let's see, 7 was the number to beat. So everybody except Skater Boy.
Poor Skater Boy.
You notice there are cameras set up in this room, like little small ones. You know, the size of like an old iPod or something. Like, you know, mounted in the corners. In the dim light, barely noticeable. Don't necessarily look like the kind of cameras that you would just have wired up as like a regular security system. And you haven't noticed anything anywhere else in the building.
Is there something specific that's different about them? Oh, that may sound like a goofy question, but
If you examine them closely, you realize there's just adhesive. There's like an adhesive thing on the back, and they're just stuck there. They're not like wired into anything. You know, clearly they're battery operated.
They're Bluetooth or something like that. They're not
More than most likely.
not hardwired to anything.
They also look brand new.
Oh, if we like walked into a trap?
Yep.
Like, great.
So,
And I will-
I guess we could grab one of the cameras and look at it and go, "Hello."
I will very quickly throw down the spray on Kneepad's Party Edition.
You know, it spreads out over everybody. You see Mr. Manhattan like with his hands out in front of him looking at. Is that like nanobot armor? I mean, I've heard of
yeah.
I've heard of that stuff, but I never have examined it. That is neat.
Yeah, they're like powered off the oils of your skin. So like it's like really efficient.
That is amazingly advanced.
Yeah, I don't remember how I like made it anymore. But like I have the blueprints like written down, so we can I keep making more.
Oh man, those little skin mites don't care for it at all, though.
Sure, if we
Yeah,
could-
it'll run out by the end of the day. Don't worry about it. Also, like you have telescopic like vision.
Microscopic, yeah. Well, telescopic too, but yeah.
That's like pretty cool.
It's real
It's gotta
useful
like
in my
help
line
a
of work.
lot. Yeah. Anyway, like not dying. Are there any other computers anywhere that might like turn on for a villain to start monologuing at us?
there's the terminal that Manhattan turned on, but like I said, it just came up with an error message because it tried to reach out for the network it's supposed to be connected to, and the network's not there. And it doesn't really have the capability of doing anything on its own without being hooked up to the network. But yeah, everybody gets tense. After a minute, Miss Manhattan's kind of like, but she sort of like screams out to the building, if you're coming, come on.
Oh, this would be like either they're like. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go first.
This is probably like legal defense of like saying that we like broke and entered into an abandoned building kind of thing. Like this guy's like a mastermind, so he's gonna like use political systems to like distract us and stuff like that. So like the cops are probably like on their way to ask why we like broke and entered into a building.
Yeah, we should probably go.
Oh, like the footage is already like there.
Yeah.
Like the damage is
like-
done.
Yeah, let's get out of here. This place is creepy as hell.
Yeah, our handler's gonna be like so mad at the bad news we're gonna get from that.
I really, really, really wanted to look into the camera and go worst trap ever, but A, that would be kind of out of character for this particular character, and B, Taylor's once again proved that he's smarter than me. He's probably right.
It would be a very Curtis thing to do, but not a very influencer thing to do.
Yes.
I'm having to play a character who has lived multiple decades of superhero stuff. So, like, I have to play it this way. Because, like, Skater Boy has probably lived through this once or twice.
Yeah, I think we should bug out, guys.
So let's get out of the little Spencer Estate torture lab thing.
Yeah.
My apologies to Ms. Manhattan that we haven't uncovered more.
Well, you tried, and who'd have thought they'd have gotten this place cleaned up so quick?
If we take one of these cameras with us, do you think one of our techie guys could use it to track down whoever set this up?
Like, if we want to have like theft added to the crimes we're gonna have to like talk about. And also like VPNs are like super easy.
I can try surprise.
It was a thought.
No, like I get it. Like we've kind of just like gotten backhanded by this one. So like I guess like, hey professor, if it's you, which like roll the dice, honestly. But like, good job. Have a good like day. And I'll start walking out.
You hear Carrie, "What are you staring at?" And she looks over at Manhattan. You look over at Manhattan. It's just not mean mugging her, but staring intently at her.
Does she have like a microscopic tracker on her?
Not that I've seen. The stain on the floor, the liquid that dried on the floor. There were trace amounts of DNA in it. Some of it's hers. I was just checking that she matched what I was seeing down there, and she does match one strain of it.
Oh, there's gonna be like a lot of strains, isn't there?
So far, I've only seen hers, and some of mine.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm not pleased.
Oh, this may be like a situation where like she was in a tank because she might not have been a stable clone, and they like used your genetics to lock it in?
Yeah, I've
Are your genetics like really good at locking in? Like, is that why you're making like a genetic suit? Is because like your body handles that stuff well?
no, I just thought it'd be neat to have a suit that shapeshift a little bit, change what it looked like a little bit.
Oh yeah, like yeah. Clothes that do stuff they're not supposed to are like super neat. And I just shove my entire arm into my jorts and pull it back
Exactly.
out.
like-
But no, what's bothering me about it? He looks around at the cameras. You know what? Let's talk on the way out. No, what's bothering me about this is I've been very careful about who gets access to any sort of samples from me. But the Animatrix, yeah, I know she's got some. She was involved with how I got my powers.
Yeah, that would be a good question. How did they get your genetic sample?
Me and Ivana, Animatrix, we both worked on what I thought was a super soldier program for the government. Not the one we were talking about earlier with the tunneling guys. As far as I know, ours had never actually gotten as far as human experimentation, and until they experimented on me. I had figured out something was up. I was becoming suspicious. I made the mistake of confiding in Ivana, and the next thing I know, I was strapped to a table and, mad scientist stuff. Well, mostly they were using my own research on me, but that's how I got my powers, and as a side effect, it was how Ivana got hers. I mean, I blasted her through a wall on accident, but as I was escaping.
No, just to clarify, the group that was involved in giving Manhattan his powers and stuff, it's not the same group that had the techie stuff stolen that we've been investigating, or is it?
All right, which group are you talking about?
That's my fault for dropping their name.
Max Tech?
Yeah.
Okay, if you bring up Max Tech,
Max Tech was not involved with Manhattan, or
no, Manhattan tells don't spread this around. I don't exactly have a secret identity, but I don't really popularize my identity. But my dad founded Max Tech. I'm currently running it.
Oh.
At the time that all this,
but not that way.
right. At the time that I was working on what I thought was a government project, my father was still alive. Him and Mom were, he was still running the company and stuff. And then after he passed, Mom started running the company, and then Ivana experimented on Mom, and she was super strong and not quite in her right mind for a while, and she's better now. It's been a lot of drama.
Sounds like.
Okay. But sorry, I had to block a bot. He goes, yeah, so now I'm worried that Ivana is involved. She has been active in the city. And you have seen, there's been multiple times that there have been Manhattan Animatrix fights, mentioned in the news. The news regularly refers to her as his arch nemesis. But and y'all made your way to the ground floor now. Give me awareness checks, please.
Sure.
Yes. Yes, I'm Skater Boy. Yes. Tell me your secrets, universe.
And 9 is the number you need to beat.
Oh, I thought
I did
7 was
not.
the number I was going to need to beat.
No, that 7
I
was
thought
more.
I was beating a 7. Oh, no.
Uh,
Can I use something? No, it's too late.
Activate. I'm Skater Boy. Damn it.
so anyway, y'all get back to the door. Y'all get out. No police or anything. Nobody's out here waiting on you.
Yeah, but I think Sailor's probably gonna be right. We're gonna be on the news or something. That's not gonna be fun.
I don't like the fact that there's not cops out here, which is not something I say very often.
Manhattan's like, maybe it wasn't a trap. Maybe they just wanted to see who was going to come investigate.
Maybe.
I would like still qualify that as like a trap, to be fair.
Yeah.
After a fashion, maybe.
Well,
So what do you
how
what do you
else
want to do
do
for
we
the rest of
help-
the night?
How else do we help Karen? Do we want to try and check on? Well, do we know what hospital her original is?
We
at?
do not.
No.
Yeah, they don't want to share that information with us for understandable reasons.
Yeah. And it was over the phone. But
But unless the hospital's keeping it secret, and they don't usually, but we might be able to do some, basic detective work and figure out where she's at.
well, now Officer Hills did say he was going to give y'all's contact information to her.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
we can hope that she'll contact us when she's able to. Because
So-
I guess we don't really know what kind of condition she's in. We know she's alive. We don't know.
yeah, he said she was okay. So that they were really just taking her to the hospital to have a doctor give her a once over just to be sure. So Manhattan quizzes you on who y'all talking about.
Miss Manhattan's relative.
The original. Okay, yeah.
Let's not use the word original.
Also, like,
Donor. We'll use donor.
this Karen is, if partially mixed with you, is like her own individual entity. Her memories are that in childhood of like another person.
Well, when
But,
I was looking at her, I didn't necessarily see any of my DNA in there. I think my DNA was part of the soup she was in. I'm not sure why or what the purpose would have been. I wish we'd found that pod. I'd love to have studied it.
I think she has like powers she didn't have before. I'm like, that's right?
She's like, yeah, I didn't have any powers.
So could you have like a private conversation with her about like stuff she might be able to like do that she couldn't before, just to like make sure she doesn't accidentally blast someone through a wall?
No, that's fair. Now, to be fair, the way the power erupted out of me and blew Ivana through a wall, I haven't actually been able to duplicate that since. Just to be honest. But he starts chatting with her. This is how I do an energy blast. She's basically like, yeah, I when she tries, she's basically like, when I do things with my hand, it just knocks stuff around, and she like holds her hand up and a garbage can goes flying. She goes, I can do the stuff you just did, and then she turns her head and it's eye beam, and you've seen her use her eye beams. So yeah, just there on this, relatively, practically abandoned stretch of road, they're just experimenting with their power. He's like, do that push thing on me. And after a couple minutes, he's like, that's a kinetic attack. She's just generating kinetic energy. The eye beams are radiation like I do, but she's got some whole other something going on.
Yeah, like we highly suspect that like K1 had powers.
That complicates things, but would make sense. He pulls out a business card and writes some stuff on it. If you talk to K1, and she would like to have her powers kind of examined or whatever, you can give her my information. If you give her my information,
that can like be arranged.
Just if you want to.
If we like run into her.
Like if she already knows how to use her stuff and all, she may just want to lie, live her life. That's fine too. Anyway, I guess we've accomplished all we're going to here. I'm going to start looking around for Atomatrix. Says I feel she must be involved in this in some way. If y'all find out anything, let me know. If I find out anything, I'll contact y'all.
Is there any chance that Matrix is in league with the professor now?
I don't know who was actually running the project I was working in. Like I said, I thought it was the government at the time. So yeah, if your professor's into super soldier programs, it might have been something he was running on the side, or something he was,
Yeah, and like
or
his henchmen were definitely like ex-military flavored.
That's I haven't been able to find out anything about who I was working for. That's one of the reasons I keep trying to track down Ivana. Well, that and she keeps attacking me. So
we don't even have a name for this group. They're just people who did bad stuff.
Yeah, we can at least let's hope this professor person. Let's hope he's the top of the pyramid. Because at least we've got a few leads on him.
Fingers crossed at the very least.
Yeah. So anyway, Manhattan bids you all adieu and heads back to Max Tech probably.
Man, he's kind of like nice.
Yeah,
like he didn't even like ask for the suit back after he like understood everything. He just left.
I was distrustful of him at first, but yeah, I think he seems on the level.
And also, like, with how mad he was, I don't think, like, the suit has a tracker.
Karen's like, hey, he's got nice muscles, too.
But also, like, do you want us to, like, get you civilian clothes?
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, I like my suit, but I'd like to have other stuff to wear.
Yeah, this is like probably like a Walmart or some clothing outlet open around this time of night.
It's not too late yet, so you could probably find somewhere. Yeah. Oh, you've got like company branded sweats back at base. Just for the night or whatever.
Yeah.
But y'all load back up in the flyer. You get back to base, or on the way back to base, Dennis tells you We got a call from Miss McKinley, Miss Karen Thomas McKinley. The hospital is keeping. She's willing to speak with you. The hospital's keeping her overnight. She seems to be suffering from a couple of very small bruises on her arm, where she says the armor-suited woman grabbed her. But they're keeping her overnight because she seems to be suffering from some sort of exhaustion. And it's not serious, but it's just weird enough, given what happened, that they're keeping her overnight.
All right.
Is she willing to talk to us now, or does she want to wait?
She says she could speak to you whenever. So she left her. She left her hospital room, but she also the number of her room. But we didn't set up like a specific appointment or whatever. I can call her back if you want me to.
Sure.
You know, by this time it's
Karen,
like it's like 6:30 or 7, so it's not super late.
Yeah.
Y'all want to talk to her on the phone, or y'all want to go speak to her?
I think we should go in person.
Yep.
I think we should like give her a heads up of like what's happening.
Dennis, oh yeah, I'll call her. You know, if y'all want to head that way, I'll go ahead and call her and tell her you're coming.
I just like reiterate, like getting slapped in the face with a clone is like a shocking experience.
Karen's like, yes. If she gets all upset, I'm braced for it.
Yeah, but like, she can like rip the front off of a house. So like,
So can I. Oh,
Why?
right, but that'd be bad for everybody else in the hospital.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
want you to like both do that in a hospital.
She's
Yeah.
like, I understand.
Now we're on the level. I want people to be like safe.
So maybe I should like stand in the hallway until you tell her there's a clone.
Let's probably just. Should we tell her over the phone?
Yes.
Dennis is like, well, I'm calling her now. I could mention the clone thing, I guess.
Yeah, like we have to kind of like tell her outside of gunshot range.
Yeah.
That's like when you tell someone that like you took their daughter out on like a date way longer than you were supposed to, you like let her off at the driveway. If you know he's got a gun on the porch.
Karen's just looking at you. Personal experience?
No, I've been like bulletproof before. I kind of like let it slide. Like I get you, they're mad.
All right, so y'all hop in the flyer. Flyer here, or actually, y'all could have been in the flyer on the way back to the base when y'all talked to Dennis. But so y'all change course to the hospital. You get the hospital. You know, the pilot calls ahead, gets the hospital's permission to use the helipad on top of the hospital. He can't just park there. He's gonna have, but he can drop you. They're not currently using it, so he can drop you off there. Dennis radio's back. He's spoken to Mrs. McKinley. She's expecting you. I gave her the lowdown on the clone situation. Not a ton of details, but she took it fairly well.
Hey.
Though she mumbled something about how many me's are there, so I don't know what that means. Just,
Oh. No, this is like best case scenario that she's already been involved in it.
Yeah, if you say so. She seemed a little, maybe not shell shocked, but a little.
Like,
just take it
you
easy
definitely
on her.
get,
She
like,
seemed a
bit.
little stressed.
Yeah.
We can't rule out that the person in power armor that confronted her was another Karen.
That would also be like wild.
So y'all get there. Daniel drops you off. No, Daryl. I'm sorry. Daryl Dodds, not Daniel. Daniel's off of me. Daryl Dodds. So Daryl drops you off. And basically, basically he'll be circling the neighborhood like he tends to do when y'all are in fights.
Hmm.
Close enough that y'all can call him in at a moment's notice, but not taking
not close enough that he's a target.
right, and not just parked here where he's taking up the hospital's helipad. You never know when somebody's going to need to be bed flighted in.
Yeah.
There's an orderly from the hospital waiting up there for you to take, because Dennis has arranged this with both the hospital and Miss McKinley. So he takes down to Miss McKinley's room, and he kind of goes over, she doesn't appear to be suffering from any real injuries, just some minor contusions. Her electrolytes were off. She's dealing with some sort of exhaustion. Again, not severe. Doctors just thought it was concerning enough to keep an eye on her overnight to make sure, she hadn't been exposed to something weird, or you can never tell with, super stuff. He's like, I'm sure you guys understand this.
Mm-hmm.
So, he gets down there, knocks on the door, opens, he knocks on the door, but doesn't really wait for an answer before he go ahead and open. Oh, Miss McKinley, your guests are here. Send them on in. So all of you walk in. Her eyes lock on Karen as soon as Karen walks in. Karen just kind of does a little, nervous wave. Huh. I haven't looked like that in a long time. You look a lot like my daughter, actually. But then people always said she looked like me, so I guess that makes sense. So, actually, I saw you on the news today, but I didn't realize. I didn't see your face that well. Huh. I'm sorry, she looked over the rest of you. Mr. Dennis on the phone said y'all needed to speak to me.
About a lot, yes.
We also didn't want her to just fly at your house.
Yeah. After earlier today, that would have been upsetting. Please come sit down. Well, there's not enough chairs for all of you, is there?
And I'm fine standing.
Me too.
So I suppose just to cut to the chase. Aside from I'm extremely sorry about the day you've had.
At least I was the only one home, so I didn't have to worry about that.
We have an incident report where you were injured and hospitalized for a time back in what year was she? Did that happen? 94.
I don't think it was quite that far back. I think it would have been more like 99 or 2000.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I rattled off a specific date last time, I've forgotten what it was.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Basically, she was already married at the time. She did not have any children at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or, hang on. No. She was married at the time and had just had her daughter. Because her daughter would be about 24, 25 now. Yeah, something like that. But she's like, yes, there was a super powered fight. And one of the buildings was damaged, and some stuff landed on my car, and I managed to get out. But then there was another explosion, somebody throwing energy blasts or something. When I woke, I woke up. I was pinned under some rubble.
Did Mr. Manhattan say how long ago the incident he was in was?
No, I don't think he mentioned a specific time. Mr.
How
Manhattan
long
has been an
have
active superhero for about a year.
Ah,
All right. So no relation to the two incidents with energy beams.
Shouldn't be, no. In fact, if you've had, y'all haven't had time to do much research, but this is like a known kind of big supervillain attack in Detroit. Detroit locals could probably tell y'all about it.
Mhm.
With varying degrees of accuracy, as such stories get. But yeah, she was pinned down into some rubble. She was having a hard time breathing. A man approached her. She's like, I thought he was going to help me, but he just put something on my head. It got hard to think. He gave me a shot, or maybe he took some blood. He did something. I thought he was doing first aid, but I kept telling him he needed to help me out of the rubble. But he didn't. He just sort of didn't pay attention to me. And as he was leaving me, I panicked a little bit, and I got myself out of the rubble.
we suspect we know how. Just to confirm, this isn't us, throwing up. We're here to recruit you for the Visionaries initiative or whatever. Do you have abilities? And this stays strictly in this room.
Yes, I can't use them very well, but I do.
Mhm.
All right, because can you shoot lasers out your eyes?
What? No.
Okay, you're different.
It's like, no, when I was about, I guess 16 was the first time. The first time I did something and I was sure that I was the one doing it. I was at a party. Another girl was flirting with somebody that I liked, and there was a cup sitting on a counter next to her, and I sort of pushed it over into her lap, like from across the room.
I turn to Miss Manhattan. Does that ring a bell?
No, I don't remember having any powers. But I hadn't. But anyway, she said she was 16. I can remember stuff from when I was 14, but everything starts getting foggy about then.
Do you have an incident that happened at 14?
No, I mean, there was this thing when I was 7, and as she's saying that, Karen won and starting to nod her head like she knows what she's going to say. Where I saw a cat about to get hit by a car, and I wanted it to move, and it slid out of the way. I mean, it moved. It might have been the cat just doing it, but it seemed to speed up or slide more than walk. I wasn't. It happened so quick. I wasn't 100% sure. Karen 1 is nodding, and then she rattled off some other story. Just every now and then, little stuff that might have just been coincidence or might have been. And then Karen 1 basically tell the party was the first time that I was certain that it was me. And it was all, but it was always little stuff until she said, panicking under that rubble, she panicked and basically blew the rubble off of her. But then immediately passed out. So, she was still laying in the same spot when, emergency crews found her.
Mm-hmm.
But she was no longer under the rubble. There was a rubble on top of her at the time. And she told him she'd gotten hit by some, but had managed to get loose, and must have passed out later. But it's very tiring. It was very she passed out right then. There was some extreme fatigue. And she's like, this morning when the robot lady or the lady in the armored suit. It's weird. She just knocked on my door. She just knocked on the front door, and then freaked out when I answered the door. She freaked out and started demanding to know who I was, and basically grabbed her by both arms and into the room up against the thing. She goes. Eventually, I panicked and I pushed her away as hard as I could, and she went back through the door. Knocked out part of the door frame and all that. That's what the neighbor had seen was. She goes, I didn't pass out that time, but I got really woozy. Then she came back in. Apparently, I didn't hurt her that bad. She came back in yelling at me. At first she was yelling, about who I was, and she seemed upset that I was me. But she sounded kind of like me. It took me a second to realize it because you don't sound the same to yourself. But I've heard recordings of myself often enough that it sounded like me talking through a speaker.
So I don't want to be sound like I'm crazy, obviously, but
it's been a crazy day.
That puts you in the circle of clones problem, where every clone in the circle of clones thinks they're the original, and one of them is the original, but no one knows. So you have to just let whichever one has the public identity be the real one. So you are legally the real, whether or not you actually are, if that's understandable.
Yeah, I guess it is. I mean, I remember being on the street, and I remember being found on the street. So there's no, it's not like she gestures over to Miss Manhattan. She's talked about memory loss.
Well, and she broke out of a big tube, so she knows.
Karen too is just over there. Yeah. I don't like it, but yeah, I got to admit it.
Well, even as a clone, you're still an individual person.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, you're going to have different music tastes, as the difference of age is a thing that affects. Anyway, this is a whole social thing that we don't have to go into right now. Sorry. I used to really like science.
Karen too is oh yeah, back when you were smarter.
Yeah, back when I was smart.
Well, she's just saying that because you've mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah. So the you in the powered suit could be another clone or an alternate dimension thing. I wouldn't worry too much about it, other than obviously she thought she was coming back home and panicked. What happened to her?
She came back in and she screamed some more, and then there were some police sirens. I think it was the police sirens, and she turned around and ran off. She didn't get physical with me again when she came in, but she sounded upset, panicky, confused.
Yeah, because
the only thing I got scared about was when she mentioned my daughter.
Did she mention it in a defensive way of asking where is my daughter, or
Yes.
All right, that's the least dangerous way it can be.
Well, yes, I guess you're right.
Because she's saying that from a defensive standpoint of trying to protect her daughter from what she thought was an assumed threat.
I guess.
that doesn't make it like okay that she did that to you. But like,
She's not going to try and hurt your family.
yeah, that's like the good news.
Yeah, that is good news.
Do you and you and yours have any place to go after this?
Oh yes, my parents live out in the county. They retired out there. Karen 2's head really perks up when she hears that. It was like she was paying attention, and then it's kind of like lean forward, full focus.
Do you would it be all right if we give them a call? Because there is also the possibility that the you who assaulted you in your house might have panicked and gone to see your parents.
Oh yeah, we probably should warn them about that.
And again, I do not. There's no reason to believe she would cause them any harm.
Yeah, I'm just from the standpoint of so they don't get too shocked or. And then she starts looking around for the room phone. Miss Manhattan hands it to her. She dials it, and there's a quick little conversation with her parents. Like she'd already let them know, hey, some craziness went down. I'm okay. And there's two different tactics. You can hear her father talking about, I'm gonna get my shotgun just in case she shows up. While her mother is more like, so she thinks she's you. We can probably talk her down. If she shows up. Give me awareness rolls.
Sure.
Why? Why do you do this to me?
I'm not the one that gave you a low awareness, all right?
But you are the one who has chosen that to be the only roll I've made.
Hey, you beat it this time.
Did I? I don't see.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. That was Whippet's 5. I'm sorry, I rolled a 7. My mistake. Me and Mike must have clicked about the same time.
You gotta stop doing this to me.
just to rub salt in the wound.
I do apologize. I find it hilarious, but I do apologize. So Skater Boy does not notice. Whippet does not notice. But Influencer and Boogeyman both notice tears in Karen 2's eyes as she's hearing, as you're all able to hear Karen's parents over the phone. Hearing their voices having an effect on Mrs. Manhattan.
Boogie's just gonna put his hand on her shoulder and give it a little squeeze.
And she kind of does the whole, Nope, I'm fine. Oh.
Allergies are terrible this year, I know.
Okay. Karen 1 does not notice either. But she's had a very bad day and is very preoccupied. Yeah. But she gets off the phone with her parents. I think they'll be okay. I mean, if she's only got the same memories as Miss Manhattan, then she probably wouldn't know where they'd moved to either. Because they only moved out there when they retired.
Well, she was able to find you after who knows how long. So maybe If you wish you could have done that, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, because her memories are at 14, but if that strange little man that took, you know, that showed up, he was the one that took, I guess, samples, whatever. That would have been me at 20. You know, she rather 20, whatever. I'm not going to calculate her exact age at the time.
Did you already live at your current residence at that time?
No, it was a year or two later that me and Ian bought that place.
Or had you been looking at it previously, or
As you're saying that, Miss Mahat's like, Ian from down the street. Oh, you married Ian? Well, he started working out in high school. Ugh. And
well,
and like the conversation derails as she starts pulling out, as Karen 1 pulls out her cell phone and like starts bringing up pictures of Ian. Like she feels a need. It's like she feels a need to defend her decisions to her younger self. You so seldom get a chance to speak to your younger self about the decisions you've made. And then they wind up both getting derailed by pictures of Karen's daughter, who is in her 20s now, and you know, Karen's telling you how, oh yeah, you know, she's off, she's training to join Spear. Not sure this is the best time to join that organization, but
So I apologize for asking, but I had to step away for a second. Karen X, or KX that attacked K1, how old was she?
well, she was in the powered armor, so I didn't see her. She just sounded like me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But like she knew I had a daughter, or she was asking about her daughter, so clearly she remembered Christy.
it's probable that the person who took the samples. You said they put something on your forehead.
Yes, yeah, it's some kind of something. It fit on like a tiara or a crown or something. It was kind of heavy. I don't remember a lot of details about it other than that it was all. You know, I was
There
hurting and
is
stuff.
a very real possibility that since then they have been continuously monitoring and possibly duplicating your memories. With K2, I'm sorry if you're not comfortable with that. I'll stop.
It keeps it
Getting
not confusing. It's fine.
a patchy transfer. Hence why she only remembers up until a few years prior to the accident.
So you think he could like still be recording?
Maybe we might need to. I don't really. I'll have to dig around to some research papers. I keep on a hard drive. It's possible.
Well,
Well, should I get my head X-rayed? Make sure there's no devices or something he put in there.
Have you had any cranial X-rays since then?
Well, I mean, right after the accident, yeah. The robot had broken a leg, and they just kind of gave me a full up and down. I haven't specifically, I mean, some dental X-rays, but not specifically had my head examined since then.
It's might either be a hard to detect device or something else a little bit more esoteric. I am genuinely sorry about this.
I see the advantages of harvesting genetic material of a metahuman, But what's the importance of the memory?
Oh,
Have
like,
something.
sorry, this is like the logistics of it. Do you want to spend like 7 years training someone how to like speak English?
Well, no, but once you've got, a certain amount of memories, why would you keep monitoring for new ones? What would you be looking for?
Development strategy, like in the weaponization of like a person, the best person who knows how to make them a weapon is them. So like if she developed like her abilities in a specific way, they could advance that faster by just pumping the memories of ability use directly. So you could have like a 7-year-old her who has the knowledge of how to use her powers like a 27-year-old her. And it's just like super efficient. That sounded like I'm a supervillain. I would like to apologize.
You've been doing this a lot longer than all of us. It's a certain level of callousness is going to come with the territory.
I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's
I
going
don't.
to confuse you with a villain, Skater Boy.
Yeah, like I really don't know where the little me is. But that's like a problem for another time.
And that's about the time the door opens, and a man in his 40s walks in. Not clearly not not a hospital worker. And he walks in, just sort of stops. Well, honey, I see you've got a lot of company. Hi, everyone. And Karen 1 is like, oh, this is my husband, Ian.
Like Ian from down the street?
Ian from down the street. Ian the dweeb from down the street.
As you say that, Karen 2 leans into view. Hey, Dork. And leans back. Okay, superheroes involved doesn't surprise me. Why is there a young version of my wife in the corner?
Cloning shenanigans.
She's been like illegally cloned a couple of times.
We're actually trying to get answers.
Yeah.
You hear Karen 2. Don't get any ideals, perv.
Wait, which one said that?
Karen 2.
Hey, like, you're technically like 14. Don't do that.
Yeah, my memory's top at 14. I remember him sneaking to try to watch me, and she rattles off some other girl's name, sunbathing, when we were 13.
But he was also like 13, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like tradition then. Not good tradition, but like tradition. Anyway.
We're walking.
No, I'm just saying, like, it happens socially, but, like, it is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not harp on inappropriate adolescent shenanigans.
We could all have stories to embarrass ourselves, I'm sure.
There is nothing appropriate about adolescence. Let's be honest.
Can you go potty?
But yeah, I don't have, like, a pamphlet on how to handle clone shenanigans, but, like, typically they're just, like, worried about their life, thinking, well, you know what happens.
And the person who assaulted confronted your wife earlier was most likely another clone of a bit more. Oh God, I don't want to say recent vintage, aged a little older than K2 out there.
Okay. Sorry, this is a little weird.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
But I mean, thank all of you for taking an interest in finding out what's going on.
Sorry, we haven't been able to produce better answers.
But it has only been like a day.
Yeah.
You've actually found out quite a lot for it to be just a day.
We will keep you updated.
Ian says thank you. He gives you, here's my cell number. Says, obviously we won't be staying at the house, until the front door gets repaired. Do you have any idea who's behind this?
A few threads, but we can't really say for sure right now.
Okay. Oh, ongoing investigation, I guess.
Yeah, it's less classified information, just like we just be throwing names at you that might not matter.
Yeah.
Unless you're like deeply connected to like evil super scientists, in which case like your connections are better than ours.
He's like, no, I just work in the marketing department of an electronics company. Like home electronics, nothing overly fancy.
Thank you. So, all right, so is there anything else you want to ask Karen 1?
Did Suit Karen do any like special abilities?
She seemed really strong when she grabbed me and pushed me up against the wall.
And the strange exhaustion she's been feeling.
Well, Karen 1's like, oh, that's any time the handful of times I've done anything substantial with my powers, that always happens. I didn't tell the doctors that because I've kept them secret.
Right, you don't want to mention that
Yeah.
you're a metahuman because you're on the down low.
Ian is not surprised by any of this. Clearly, she's told him at some point. So, like, she's literally just staying in the hospitals because the doctors don't fuss. And because she figures, well, a normal person was having weird exhaustion would probably take the doctor's advice and hang around overnight. So will I.
Mm.
Even though she knows all she really needs is a nap and some Gatorade, and she'll be fine.
Well, I think we should give K1 and Ian our contact information as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You give
just in case they need it.
And you can look up the Visionaries in the phone book or however stuff's listed.
Oh yeah, we would be.
But there is a more direct line that you give out to specific people. So.
Yeah, and I don't see why we shouldn't offer K2 a place to crash.
Yeah, I think y'all may have already offered her that. I think that's why she went back with you initially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you want to stay with like K1, I don't think we have any reason to stop you. Like, you are an adult, you can make your own decisions to a point.
But they're just staying.
Other than like you're 14, to actually.
Yeah, she's fine with staying with you guys. Like she'll probably want a chance to talk to other Karen at some point.
Oh yeah, do we need to like step out and let you guys have like a one-on-one?
Yeah, it kind of feels like intruding in family trauma, doesn't it?
Karen 1's like, that's probably not a bad idea. Yeah. So all of y'all, and a moment later, Ian as well, are all just sort of standing around in the hallway. Well, everybody else in the hospital is just doing regular hospital stuff and looking at all these costumed people. And Ian's kind of like, so, most of y'all are new to the city, right? How y'all liking it?
It's
You know,
not bad.
It's just awkward small talk.
Yeah.
So, I'm in marketing. What made y'all decide to go into superheroing?
Neighborhood was kind of gone to crap since before I was born, and just started, wanted to help some folks out. Kind of got stuck in it. Spent most of the time just screaming behind the helmet, but it's worked out.
Yeah. He kind of looks over. Oh yeah, and you pointing at Whippet. Oh yeah, you helped save the world. I saw that on the news.
That's right. And I'm for me, it's kind of a family business.
Oh right. It used to be the Rook sidekick.
Did we know that Whippet was specifically the kid of Rook?
I'm not sure if that's
I'll-
generally known or not. That's up to Mike, I guess.
Yeah, I would imagine that there's probably room. I've been to the scene long enough that there's probably rumors, and I'm not super.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the estrangement means I'm not really. I don't feel super beholden to doing the Rook's cover-up work.
Yeah, you just say say her legal government name out loud for fun.
No, I didn't. No, I did no such thing. I just said I'm in a family business. That could be in anything.
Skater Boy, he kind of remembers from when he was a kid or a teenager.
Yeah, like I got kind of like pushed into it by my mom because she could like see the future. She used me for like a lot of bad stuff.
Oh, he hates to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens more often than you want.
But it was like fun adventures for me. So I was like, I learned to kind of like compartmentalize it.
He's like, well, yeah, that's Gen X. Just push it down. Just push the emotions down. Deal with it later.
I had a lot of time to sit and think about it with like a lot of dead aliens screaming at me.
Fun. He looks over the influencer. You're new though, aren't you?
I am.
He goes, oh yeah, I didn't think I'd heard of you prior to this.
No, I just think there's a lot of metahumans can kind of get a bad rap. We protect the Earth, but we also cause
Danger
a lot
all
of
the time.
yeah, we cause a lot of trouble in the process or whatever, and I just thought I'd step up and try and show that we are human and we can do a better job.
He goes, well, that's kind of all of us, Everybody's human, and all humans are terrible.
That is true. We are all flawed.
And the conversation. There's the awkward silences. About 15 minutes pass. Ian's like checking his time on his phone.
Say, who wants donuts from the vending machine?
Sure, yeah. Get me a pack.
But eventually Miss Manhattan comes out. Okay, Dork, you can go back in. He's like, thanks. As soon as the door shuts, she's like, it's weird how different he looks, but how recognizable he is. He's definitely in better shape now.
Do you at least approve of other use choice at least from a physical standpoint?
Yeah. They seem to get along
Like,
fine.
I'm gonna have to like shut this one down. She's 14.
I'm pretty sure I'm physically 20. Your doctors were pretty sure I'm physically 20.
Oh no. Skater Boy has a point here.
The age of a clone is like based off memory, not based off like physiology. Because like
psychologically, how old are you?
You've seen like the movie Big, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's.
Oh, I guess that movie was kind of creepy.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
like big.
let's give your mind some time to
Oh,
catch up.
oh,
Karen
80s.
looked you in the eye, Whippet. Do they play My Three
Yes.
Dads with you two?
Wait, what? Uh, I'm sorry.
Karen, Miss Manhattan
What?
asked you, do they play the My Three Dads roles with you two?
Uh, I'm not sure she knows. I don't think she gets that reference. Uh, she's a teenager now. Yeah, she was. She was born no earlier than 2000, and I don't think My Three Dads was quite iconic enough
Well, it
to
was
be
My Two
commonly
Dads. The
knowledgeable.
show was My Two Dads, but yeah. I mean, that is clearly what she's
Right. Yeah.
referencing when she says this, though.
Yeah. I would say that Whippet. Never heard of it.
Oh, it was a great show. We'll see if we can find reruns.
Okay. She'll Google it at some point, and then say, "Oh, it's the guy from Aliens. Oh, it's the inspiration for Influencer."
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? But you know, she's like, well, you know, at least I grew up to be. At least it seems like I grew up to be, you know, a nice enough person. And at least my folks are alive. I was a little worried about that.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they'll want to see me.
Um, like on record, most people are bad about this stuff. Cause like it sound like the call was like on where we could hear it, right?
Yeah.
So like your dad did say like I'm gonna get my shotgun. So like
Yeah, but that was, you
He's-
know, that was an armored lady attacking somebody. It's a little different.
right, but like I don't think he's gonna have like really the presence of mind to separate out one clone from another at the moment because his
Well,
daughter.
I'm not going to
did
go
just
fly
get
to their
attacked.
house tonight.
Yeah, yeah. You could also like probably call them and be like, "Hi, I'm a different clone of your daughter who you might see on the news hanging out with like a superhero group. Just like, you know, I was a victim of things and I'm out now and I'm hopefully doing better. Just it's all about like letting them know in a soft way.
Maybe I'll let other Karen tell them first.
Give him a
Like-
couple days to process.
Yeah, if y'all don't mind me hanging around, it's probably better if I camp out with y'all for a little while.
Yeah. There's like a scary potential problem with that, but like I won't be like bothered by it.
All right, so y'all exit the hospital. You know, y'all call Daryl. He tells you, "Oh, I'm circling back around." While y'all are standing on the roof, give me an awareness roll.
The smile.
Oh, I am innocent.
Is it a 9 to beat?
Yes, it is a 9 to beat.
Man, I'm just gonna let the dice be the dice.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't make the roll anyway.
All right, so 9 was the number to beat. Whippet got a 7. Influencer got an 8. Boogeyman got a 10. And Scatterboy got a 3. To be fair, you did roll minimum on the dice.
It's my third awareness roll that's minimum on the dice today.
So, what the Boogeyman notices, as y'all are standing, y'all are standing close to the helipad, just waiting on the flyer to come by. You're looking around. It's, it's gotten dark by this point. There's some lights on the roof because, of course, there's a helipad here, but it's still shadowy out at the edges, and And a lot of the city lights are below the level of the hospital. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So there's some weird shadows. You see a sort of shimmering movement, Boogeyman. It's an overused cliche, but think like the Predator movies.
Yeah.
It was like over by one of the air conditioning units, so it's kind of that silver or the metal that's just catching a little bit of the light, and this shimmer sort of passes from that into the shadow. So it's like the contrast makes it a little more noticeable.
I'm going to tap the closest person to me on the thigh, just like not raise my hand, just sort of lean over a little bit and tap tap tap, and jerk my head over towards the where I saw it.
All right, let's see. Who is the closest person to you? There are 4 people with you, so I'm going to roll a d4. Influencer will be 1, Whippet will be 2, Scatterboard will be 3, Miss Manhattan will be 4. Oh, I didn't roll her an awareness. So she got a total of an 8. All right, so she did not spot anything on her own. So you tap and kind of nod your head, and she sort of looks over there and squints her eyes. Like, not just turn and stare, but kind of, like she's looking at you, but really she's staring past you. And real quietly, she's like, "What?"
Got somebody who can go spooky. Cloaking device. Flawed.
Oh, where at?
Jerk my head back over to the air conditioning units.
I-beams. Like right in front of you, they strike about the middle section of the air conditioning unit, and then she just sort of rakes them to the side. Doesn't seem to do a lot of damage. I mean, it leaves scorch marks on the machine, but doesn't like melt it or blow it away, or you don't get the impression she's necessarily using full power here.
Yeah.
But as she rakes across, as she gets to the edge of it, it's like suddenly the beams are like hitting something a lot closer, or not a lot closer, but out from the air unit. And there's the shimmering effect, and then you see come on now, I know I've still got the picture on here. Ah, yes, here we are. A familiar sight to the players, but not necessarily these characters.
Not happy about that.
Where is that? There we go. All right, everybody see it?
Yep.
Okay, that's the form you see. This blue and black armor.
So this is like what I was talking about of like panicked attacking.
So the beam doesn't appear to do any damage to this person. Like I said, she wasn't firing. Karen was not firing full power.
But it exposed her.
Yeah, it was an attempt to expose, not randomly damage things. Now, at this point, Karen screams and charges, and shoots into the air at her. Now she has a very angry reaction when she gets this. And the blue woman in the blue and black armor is like, wait, can we talk? And everybody roll initiative for me, please.
Yay.
I don't know exactly how much fighting will go on. It'll be kind of up to y'all, but...
Oh. Poop.
Is Skater Boy cursed?
Could be. Or any of his ex-magical girlfriends mad at him?
This is the most ones Skater Boy has... not Skater Boy. This is the most ones I've rolled on a character, I think, at this point.
Oh, well, I've already got Miss Man on there. All right, so Miss Manhattan's coordination is a 4. No, that's Majestics. Her coordination is a 5. All right. Well, you got lucky, so she's only going on a 6. And what did the rest of y'all get? Influencer's got a 5. Whippet's got a 10. Boogeyman's got a 6. That one's got a 5. And this is the first session of this season that I have forgotten to roll initiatives for people in advance. To be fair, I had no idea exactly how the investigation was go or if there would be any actual conflict.
She doesn't need to attack anyway. She can just surrender.
So Karen reveal, Miss Manhattan reveals, a real and screams like she's about to attack, but several of y'all get to go before her. So at this point you all see the armored chick there. She immediately kind of throws her hands like, whoa, whoa, and you hear, whoa, whoa. Whippet, you go first.
All right. So we don't recognize the Majestics. Is she exhibiting flying powers?
She's just standing there. She was standing there. She was standing there still, and she moved a little bit, which is why Boogie noticed her.
Yeah, well, I think she'll just brandish her weapon and just why are you spying on us? I think that'll just be the end of my action. That'll be the only thing I do for now.
But you've got Whip out. You're prepped and ready to go.
Yeah.
Skater Boy.
I will super speed to her to interpose the attack from K2.
Okay.
So if Miss Manhattan does swing, I'll try to interpose the attack. Am I using the right word there?
Interpose? Yeah, to get in between them, yeah.
I just forget if that's a thing that I actually can do.
I believe interpose is an action.
Yeah, that's an action that anyone can do.
Okay.
You become the target of the attack instead of the intended target.
Okay.
Let me check. There may be a roll you have to make to see if it succeeds. Let me double check.
I think I used to do that with Ebe.
You can choose to give up your next panel in order to jump in front of another character within range of your movement who is targeted by an attack, even if it's not your panel. You then become the target and defend against it as a reaction. But the attacker has +2 effort on the attack test against you. Okay.
Okay. So you do it. You're using your action this round, so you don't have to worry about it. It's not using it last round. You're realizing this is about to happen. You're using this action to do it. So she was definitely going to attack Majestic 5, which makes her inadvertently attacking you now.
So it will be whatever her attack is +2.
So her prowess plus her martial arts +2. All right. 8 is the number you need to dodge.
I will go ahead and do my second tick of probability control to give myself a +2.
Sounds like a good way to even things out.
11.
All right, so you get between her. She launches into the air. She's doing like the double fisted, trying to slam into her sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you get in the way of that and kind of move her around a little bit.
Yeah, just with my board, just redirect the fist a little bit. Like, she's technically surrendering and wants to talk. She probably understands like the clone situation now.
Miss Man still looks pretty pissed. Well, you know, but y'all are proven buddies to her, so she's calming down. You know, she's calm
probably
enough. She's not
like-
going to, just keep pushing past you to attack. Her eyes are glowing slightly green, but
She's probably not the one who like did it.
Boogeyman.
So just to confirm, he points at, gestures with both hands at the power armor woman, the woman in powered armor.
Yeah.
Karen.
No, that's not me.
Okay, so different person. So what you doing?
I have heard about the incident earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That is a different woman in powered armor. I'm Majestic 5. You're looking for Majestic 7. She's gone rogue.
So Karen X is a Majestic, just not you.
Correct.
But also, if you found out you were like a clone, you'd probably like go rogue too.
Well, I know I'm not a clone.
So did she.
Yeah, sort of.
Define sort of.
Look, I don't know exactly how Karen thinks. She was always kind of a pain in my backside. I'm not actually sorry she's gone. I was a little weirded out that she would have attacked some random somebody. Then I found out who the random somebody was, and anyway, I ain't attacked nobody today. Wait, that came out sounding like I attack people regularly.
It's all
I was
right.
just
I
investigating.
sounded like
I'm just investigating.
Is there anybody else from your, I guess, team here?
Like here in the city, like here right now with us, no.
Oh, okay. So this is just a you thing.
Yeah, I was just doing a little investigation. Teams, city's main super team gets involved. That's interesting. New hero. Don't know why she's quite so pissed off at me, but
Assumptions.
the armor you're looking for is black and silver. That's Karen's armor.
So why do you have a clone of a random woman with some pretty decent telekinesis on your team?
Hey,
I don't know what you're talking about
Boogeyman?
with the telekinesis, but okay.
yeah, like guy. You
Oh,
gotta
let's-
calm down on that.
I will burn a determination point to walk that back.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Boogeyman is an experienced hero. He should be a little bit better about the whole secret identity stuff.
Mary's just a little tired. All right. Yeah. Why do you have a clone of a random woman on your team? Like, what's the deal with the Majestic thing? Are you like a private security firm?
Yeah, kind of like that. We're testing out powered armor. We were helping we were helping Spear with the Pharaoh. That was probably the biggest something we've done. We're more test pilots, I guess, than like heroes.
Mm-hmm. That came out sounding like a little harsh. That little I did those. Just no, it's
You've got spikes in your knee pads, and it's not the 90s. You're probably a villain. But yeah, 7 kind of went rogue and ran off with her armor. The boss is not super happy with that. He would like his property back, especially if she's going to run around attacking random people with it. or not so random, but attacking civilians. Like I knew her name was Karen. Then the lady she attacked today was named Karen, and it's just kind of weird. As far as if she's a clone and why she'd be on the team, I didn't put the team together, so I'm not.
Does your boss know she went? You said like your boss knows she went rogue, right?
Yeah. We've been looking for her.
Did he know she was like a clone?
You'd have to ask him, or I don't know. I haven't been given that. I didn't know nothing about her past. I just know her name was Karen. That's really the extent of how much I know about her.
Is there like a way to get a hold of your boss?
I could take him a message for you.
That was like a really long pause. Like,
look, the armor stuff's kind of top secret, and the boss is,
You're not like part of like the Unison group, are you?
What's the Unison group? Wait, the hero
well, like
Unison?
Yeah.
No,
he's like
a member of Spear.
Yeah, but like he was part of like a superhero team using secret technology and clones. So like they like go together. So I was just checking.
That is weird, but no, I don't think so. I don't think the boss is involved with any of that.
All right.
At least I hope not. God, he'd have a lot of stuff on his plate. He was involved with Spear too, or the Unison people before they were Spear. So anyway, I'm sorry that I startled you. Like I said, I was just trying to investigate and find out, who this woman was that was attacked. Why Karen was attacking someone else named Karen.
So is there like a tracker on the suit or anything to like help us track her down?
No, there was a sort of collar attachment thing that did that. But it got damaged on a mission, and then as soon as she realized that, the tracker was disabled, she took off. And there was a whole lot going down on that mission, so we didn't really have time to react to that immediately.
That also sounds like... That also makes me worried of like imposed slavery.
No, it was just the tracking device on the suit. If you're running around in a multi-million or more expensive suit of armor, the owners want to make sure they can find it.
Right, but like the moment she knew she couldn't get tracked, she like tried to go home.
Well, now this was a while back that she went rogue. This wasn't something that just happened.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It sounded like it happened, and then the next day she was like trying to go back home.
No. This is just the first incident where we've had a hint of where she was at. No, it was months. It was back before the Payroll thing happened. It was maybe a week before that.
Well, most we can tell you right now is someone was making batches of clones of a person for some reason.
Okay, that's weird.
And
I'll have to ask the boss how one of those wound up on our team.
Jeff, you could have your boss get in touch with us. It would be appreciated. Like, do you have a company? I know you said it's top secret, but like outside of Majestic.
It'd probably be better for me to just tell the boss you wanted to talk to him. I mean, you guys are, you're easy to find. The big V.
Yeah. God, I hate that. I hate it so much.
Well, corporations and their branding. I suggested the boss put big M's on us, but yeah, He didn't care much for the idea. I think
So,
gaudy was the
like-
word he used.
Do you also have like a collar on? Or is it like on the suit?
Well, it was a collar attachment to the suit. It wasn't us wearing a collar.
Okay, that's like way better.
Since that incident, he's internalized the tracker more, rather than it being sort of a separate piece.
And you're sure there's not more clones on the Majestic?
No, we're all separate people, and nobody's got the same name or anything.
Well, I mean,
Well, then,
Oh, you mean as far as crap? If I know, man, I
Clones
don't.
of other
You know,
people.
like I said, I didn't put the team together. I don't know anything about people's specific backgrounds except what they wanted to share.
All right, but can you have like a meeting with like the team and tell them like, hey, if anyone else here happens to be a clone, can we not go ape shit?
I'll run that by him in the morning meeting.
That would be like super appreciated. Because like, no offense, like even if there is a clone living your life, it's probably not like their fault that they're there.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if y'all don't have any better idea, I mean, other than the clone thing, of why she attacked this lady, thanks for sharing the information. We'll be sure to give y'all a call if the boss wants to talk to you or share any information. But do keep an eye.
let's
If y'all are
go.
investigating this, y'all might run into
Run
Seven.
into.
Majestic. Y'all might run into Majestic 7 if y'all are investigating this.
Yeah.
Especially if she comes after this lady, which is kind of why I was staking out the hospital.
Well, I mean, she doesn't seem. At least
Is
from
there,
her
like-
interaction with her clone, she doesn't seem homicidal, just distressed.
I don't know. She sure tore that house up.
You know how these houses are put together these days. Like I could probably throw a
Yeah,
rock at
that's
some
true.
of them and
That's true.
take out a wall.
I can't say I've
you know,
never damaged
should
a
we
building
make
on
sure
accident.
that K1 and her family have security?
What was that, Curtis?
Should we make sure that K1 and her family have some security?
You did not. I mean,
Well, I said, should we?
I didn't mention it, but there would have been a policeman. There would have been a couple of police officers outside her door.
And also, like, it's someone attacked by a powered suit, specifically one that Spear knows of. So Spear would probably be getting involved. Because Spear knows who the Majestics are. To a
That's a fair
degree.
point. That's a fair point.
So, like, it's a known powered entity doing some stuff they shouldn't.
Hmm.
Well, anyway, Majestic 5's like, sorry for the misunderstanding. She looks over at Miss Manhattan. Miss Manhattan, right? Sorry about that. I should probably have presented myself and, but I'm kind of the stealth person for the team. It's sort of habit.
Like,
And by now the flyer has arrived and landed, and Daryl's very patiently waiting. Oh, they're talking to somebody in armor. Hope I didn't show up too soon.
before we, like, head out, do I have your permission to, like, read your mind for a moment?
Unfortunately, the armor prevents that. You're free to try, but the armor prevents
Is it all right if I, like, hit it one time just to see?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
All right. I will use telepathy and tick my last tick of probability control to give it a +2. It's a 10.
It's a 14. It's like it's like you're hitting an inanimate object. It's like it's like there's nothing there for you to connect to.
Yeah, that's enough to resist the Pharaoh's stuff. Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, we were all immune to that. I assume 7 was as well.
Yeah,
That
that's
aspect
like,
that aspect of the armor should be the same.
yeah, that was like punching like a brick wall. That's rough.
It's something the boss was very concerned about apparently. But anyway, I'll let y'all get back to y'all's evening, and I'll find me a different spot to. Let's see, she's in rooms. You know, she rattles off the room carries it, so that'll be on that side of the building. Yeah, I'll go find me somewhere across the street to. You know, to watch for anything weird going on at a room.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you run into her, you know, be careful. She's got enhanced, you know, like all of us in this stuff. She's got enhanced strength. She's also got you know, energy blast of the gauntlets. She's got some micro missiles she can pop out of her shoulder. Let's see, you know, we're all decently armored. She doesn't fly. She's like me. She's got jet boots, but they don't do full flight. We're leapers basically. I don't know why we don't get upgraded to flight since, well, some of the other teams has flat out flight. Of course, they don't have the stealth fields. Well, I think maybe it's a trade off. I hear you gotta do that with helicopters too. Something about weight balance. Anyway, very nice to meet you all.
Yeah, also like, we do have like one lead. Do we want to like tell her our lead? Because like she is a superhero, technically.
Yeah, sure. The cloning business probably has something to do with Max Tech.
Okay, I've heard of them. I mean, they're a local.
I meant like the guy.
Professor.
Yeah, him.
Oh, what professor?
Oh, he literally just he's like a super villain.
Yeah. Had himself a nice old smoky background, obscured view of his, you know, everything, just sort of vague outline.
Used like genetically modified super soldiers that he was medically keeping alive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gross. Give me. Let's see. Would this be awareness? Yeah, this would be awareness. Give me awareness rolls. I'm sorry. Investigation. It's going to come up a lot. Oh, but I rolled crap.
Would I be able to add investigation into my roll? Straight awareness.
This is kind of judging a person's reaction.
Oh, or would I be able to add performance, acting specifically?
You know, I'm going to let you throw that one in there.
Awesome.
All right, so the number to beat is 4, because minimum roll. So, Skater Boy notices. The influencer super notices. He beat it by 5. Whipette beat it by like 6.
So,
Boogeyman
one roll? Hold on.
Yeah, I don't think Marigold. I don't think yours went through.
Yeah, I'm gonna close and reopen my sheet because I accidentally closed out of roll 20, so that might have messed it up.
Yeah, it might have. The sheet might have separated some kind of. I don't know how that works.
Do. There we go.
Okay. So 12 definitely beats 4. So that's at least 2 massive successes for the group. Everybody notices a little reaction out of her when you drop the professor. You know, Majestic's head's kind of. It's just a slight little head tweak, but it strikes you as an alarmed movement. And then she's like trying to act super normal. Oh, what professor? Uh, and with the massive successes, Whippet and Boogeyman, you realize there's been a slight. Every time she said the boss, there's been a slight emphasis, almost like maybe she was trying to make sure she said the right word. After the alarm movement, and then her trying to sound super normal, you realize that weird. I'm trying to sound real normal. Had cropped up earlier in her speech whenever she talked about the boss.
Yeah, her boss is the professor. I'm betting.
Like I said, all of you
you
know
say
the little like, huh? Oh, and then just normal. Oh, what professor?
Probably just some cut rate evil biochemist.
Oh, experimenting with people. Yeah, nasty stuff. Good luck finding him. I'm gonna go continue my stakeout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, tell him we said hi.
Who, the boss? Oh yeah, I'll let him know y'all want to talk to him.
Yeah, that is who I want you to say hi to.
Just realized I did not roll an awareness for Manhattan. Ooh, that was also a massive, so she picked up all of
The
it.
14-year-old got it in one.
Wait a second, she sounds like she's lying to her parents. Ooh, but she's not experienced at playing it cool. Well, unless she lied to her parents a lot, I guess.
What 14-year-old hasn't?
That's probably a fair point. Let me just give her a little willpower roll. She's had a very, very full day.
She has 2 points of mental resistance.
That would be versus like mental attacks and stuff, not.
Would I be able to assist her in that role? Just like keep her calm, just like another hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, I would say you could. So this is the roll for what difficulty she's got. So she needs an 8. You're giving her a +2.
I can't. I'm sorry.
So yeah, Boogie, when you put your hand on her, you can tell she is tensed up, and then you put a hand on her, she doesn't relax completely, but she relaxes a little bit. You can tell, okay. She took that sign like you meant it, like not now. And Majestic 5 walks over to the side of the building, leaps off. Lands on another building, does another leap, and eventually gets back behind some stuff and probably reactivates the stealth field. As soon as she's across the way and clearly out of earshot, Miss Manhattan's like, I don't trust her at all.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. She pretty clearly works for the professor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's who the boss is.
Yeah, and we could have beaten her up here and now, but one, we don't have any legal presence to do that because she hasn't done anything. But she's known as the Majestics are known for helping humanity, so it would have been a huge kerfuffle, and we would have gotten more stuff in our way to find the professor if we fought her there.
But we might get to beat her up later.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, all right.
But that also means that the clone in the suit was probably coerced in some way, because having to work under a supervillain, the moment the supervillain can't see you anymore, you run off. Typically means you didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
If the
So if we see Suit, you're not gonna dash and try to punch her in the face, are you?
No, at this point, not unless she's hurting somebody. No, at this point, I think I want to talk to her.
All right, progress.
And what was the influencer you're trying to say?
If the professor is the leading force behind the Majestic, I think we should investigate. Do some heavy research into the Majestic. because they may not be as heroic as they appear. And I kind of look at you guys and it's like, look, yeah, I'm big on the team appearing better than Spear. We want to look like we're the best, the most competent. But I'm very much aware that appearance is not everything. The Majestic's appearance as heroes could be an illusion.
And I assume y'all are having this conversation while you load up on the flyer.
Yeah.
Miss Manhattan's like, well, how do we investigate him though? Like, I've never heard of him before now. I mean, granted, I've only been reading the paper, reading the news for a couple of days, but
the best bet is gonna be Majestic 7.
so we're still at the point of needing to track her down, just not to beat her up right now.
Right. But there's only so many places she's gonna go. But we'll have to deal with that in the morning.
Yeah, I could use some sleep. Maybe we can call Karen 1 in the morning and see where she would go if she was having to hide.
That's actually a very good idea.
Since if Mecha Karen, if she's got enough memories to remember that we have a daughter, or that Karen 1 has a daughter, she might have all Karen's memories, at least up to that point.
He's gonna hold up. Boogeyman's gonna hold up his hand for a little fist bump. Good idea.
Boom, she bumps your face. Yeah, I think I may enjoy the superhero thing once I get settled in.
This is gonna be everybody's nightmare because we'll have an army of Karens.
Karen 2 does not get that reference.
I am so sorry. Your name has become synonymous with the worst kind of person you run into working retail.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like all the German guys who were named Adolf back in the 30s, but it's not the worst luck of the draw.
Man, why'd they pick my name?
Because it kind of sounds like caring, which was an ironic twist on the fact that they didn't care about the person they were talking to.
Oh, I guess that makes sense, sort of.
Yeah, I might be lying. I just like to look like I'm wise.
Well, the gray hair helps. Wisdom coming with age and all.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat yourself up about not being smart anymore, but you're still very intelligent. It's just, you don't have the head for math and physics like you used to.
Yeah, I still have.
I admit, he's clearly bright.
Yeah, I have memory.
Despite his cadence.
Wait, what? I choose to talk this way.
No, his voice is great. Sounds like he's from LA.
This is how everyone from the Bay Area talks.
Where are you from, influencer?
Oh, I never gave him a origin.
Oh, you're gonna
There's
take
no
pot
location.
shots at my hometown, and you don't even have one. I'm sorry about that. Actually,
no.
that's terrible to not have a place you grew up.
Where did you say? Where did you say? Skater Boy was from?
I'm from the Bay Area.
The Bay Area. Yeah, we'll try Silicon Valley. We're not going to respect the Bay Area a whole lot.
You just hear Daryl softly chuckling from the cabin. Maybe in relief that he didn't
Party
land in the
on,
middle of a
dude.
super fight, but yeah.
No, well, and the funny thing is, I'm honestly trying to say he's smart. It's just that
Yeah.
You're basically going, you're way smarter than you sound. It's a nice put a backhand on that compliment.
You're super smart for how much of a dumb idiot you sound like.
All right. So
I didn't know people could sound like that in no trigonometry.
All right, so this little team bonding on the way back to the base. So we'll wrap here as y'all get back to the base and call it a night. Karen gets one of y'all to show her to a room. I can't remember if y'all have already done that or not. And get her some like sweats.
Not yet.
You know, Visionary branded sweats she can wear while she's walking around the base. Maybe with promises of a shopping trip tomorrow or something.
They look like a big V, but it's like hard to tell because they're sweat.
Well, I'm thinking more just gray sweats with like a V on the shoulder or something. So probably several different styles because you want a variety of merch. But anyway, we'll wrap here. Hope everybody had fun. I enjoyed it. I think y'all got a fair amount investigated.
Yeah, I am surprised at how well connected the Karen mystery is to so many things.
Dude, I've been seeding little bits of this from several seasons back.
Clearly,
Karen's everywhere.
yeah. In between sessions, Influencer is not a big investigator, but he's gonna sift through news reports and stuff and media on the Majestic, just to see if there's anything
Okay.
out of place that looks suspicious.
Okay. I'll have some stuff ready and we'll make an investigation roll to see how well you did when we start the next session.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope anybody comes by and watches this later. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll join us again. We should be doing this in 2 weeks. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me has been Taylor as Skater Boy.
See ya.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Laters.
Mike as Whippet.
Bye-bye.
And Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Thank y'all for joining us.
And we will see y'all next time.